It was the kind of night that feels like a held breath. Rain hammered the windows. The old house creaked in places it shouldn't. And I sat alone at my desk with nothing but a single lamp and a laptop screen keeping the darkness at bay. I had grown used to the loneliness, or so I told myself. 3 years of telling yourself the same lie starts to feel almost like the truth. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Slow, deliberate, coming from the room directly above me. A room I always kept locked, a room no one had entered since she passed. I froze. My fingers stopped moving over the keys. The sound continued, unhurried, as if whoever was up there had all the time in the world. Hello? My voice came out smaller than I intended. Who's there? Silence swallowed my words whole. And then, soft as a prayer, close as a whisper, came the answer. A voice I would recognize anywhere. A voice that had no right to still exist in this world. Salma. Open the door, sweetheart. The blood drained from my face. I could feel it. A cold, descending wave from my scalp to my feet. I told myself it was the wind. I told myself it was the rain, warping sounds, bending reality into cruelty. But I knew that voice. I had heard it my entire life. It had sung me to sleep, scolded me gently, whispered my name on the phone 10,000 times. No wind in the world could replicate it so perfectly. I grabbed my phone. No signal. Of course. The power died next, and the lamp blinked out with a quiet finality that felt almost deliberate. In the darkness, the rain sounded louder, angrier, and then came 3 knocks at the front door. 3 knocks, slow and rhythmic, exactly the way she always knocked. I used to tease her about it. You knock like you're making an announcement, Mama. She would laugh and say, I am. She wasn't laughing now. Baby, the voice came again, closer. Do you remember what I told you? I said I would come back. My hands found the wall. I pressed my back against it and slid to the floor, knees to my chest, a grown woman reduced to a frightened child in a matter of seconds. The footsteps began descending the stairs. Each step was patient, unhurried, like something that had nowhere else to be and nothing left to fear. I scrambled to the bedroom, shoved the door shut, pressed my entire weight against it as if flesh and bone could hold back whatever this was. My breathing came in ragged bursts. Tears burned down my cheeks, not just from fear, from guilt. The kind of guilt that lives in your chest like a stone you can never put down. Because I knew what she meant. The night she died, I was late, 40 minutes late. She had called me twice. I'd let it go to voicemail. I was tired. I was busy. I thought there would be more time, because we always think there will be more time until there isn't. By the time I arrived, she was already gone. And the last thing she had ever said to anyone, the nurse told me gently, was my name. The footsteps stopped outside the bedroom door. Silence, thick and deliberate. Then the voice, right against the wood, barely above a breath. Salma, you left me alone that night. Don't you remember? A sob tore out of me before I could stop it. Mama, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, forgive me. I was begging a door. I was begging the dark. The handle began to turn. The candle I knocked over on my way down hit the floor and went out. Total darkness. A scream built in my throat and never finished. That is the last thing I remember. When the power returned, the room was empty. I was on the floor, my cheek cold against the wood, every muscle in my body aching as if I'd been wrung out and left to dry. The front door was closed. The rain had stopped. Everything was exactly as it should have been, except for one thing. The locked room upstairs was now open, and on the pillow of my mother's old bed there was a single pressed flower, the same kind I had placed on her grave 3 years ago. I should have run. I should have called someone, packed a bag, driven far away and never looked back. Instead, I sat on the edge of her bed, held that flower in both hands, and felt, impossibly, terrifyingly, as though I was not alone, as though the room was full of something warm and watchful and patient. That was 6 nights ago. I still haven't left. Every evening the lamp flickers once, at exactly the same time. I've stopped jumping when it does. Last night, without thinking, I said goodnight out loud to the empty room. And somewhere, deep in the bones of this old house, something settled. Like a sigh, like a held breath finally released. I don't know if she came back to haunt me. I don't know if she came back to forgive me. What I do know is this. She came back. And some part of me, the part that will never stop being her daughter, is glad she did.